Let's go to South East London and Selhurst Park, a place that I know well. Started my career there, basically, as a pro. They face Southampton. It's the Ian Brandfoot derby for the dads and the granddads. Palace need something, and they need something desperately. And I think because it is getting to the point now where, Alan Pardew's record of 5 wins in 38 is woeful. I wrote a column earlier this week, and again, you can go to boilsports.com/Stan and find all the columns there about Alan Pardew. Maybe he's caught between two stools. As a player, he played for a longer ball Crystal Palace side, but they weren't quite Wimbledon long ball. They did get the ball down and play as well, and it caught them out now and again in his playing career. So I just wonder whether it be at Newcastle United, whether it be at Reading, whether it be at Southampton, whether it be at West Ham United, or at, of course, Crystal Palace, he's found the style to suit the players that he's got. He's had a few quid to spend. Christian Benteke didn't come cheap, nor did Yohan Cabaye in terms of wages. I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. They cannot afford to lose, and by that, I mean, any defeat against Southampton surely puts Alan Pardew under major pressure with the likes of Sam Allardyce hovering potentially in the background. I'm going to give them a point. That man Charlie Austin to score, but that man Christian Benteke to come up with the goods as well. 1-1 at Selhurst Park. Let's go to the Potteries in Stoke City. Real weird season for the Potters so far. When you're expecting them to win, they lose. When you're expecting them to lose, they win. I'm going to go for a convincing victory, though, at the Britannia Stadium against Burnley. Burnley's away form has been very poor. Lost last week at home as well against Manchester City. There'll be plenty of teams that will be losing to Manchester City on their home turf, though, so that's not too much of a negative. I think that what we will see, Stoke City keep a clean sheet. I think that we'll see them score 2 goals, and that means a 2-0 victory. Let's go to... Oh, crikey, they keep coming now. We're starting to get to that hashtag cliche, inverted commas, busy winter period, pre-Christmas period, whatever you want to call it. Sunderland against Leicester, the champions of England. You'd have had this probably down at any time of last season as an away banker. Jamie Vardy and N'Golo Kante mopping up everything. Little ball over the top from Danny Drinkwater. Vardy's in. They walk away with a point. But Sunderland, I mean, they parked the tank, the bus, everything at Anfield last week. I don't think they were too adventurous, but they need to be more adventurous at home. And I think they will smell blood. I think that Leicester City have been very disappointing this season and themselves have to be concerned about being involved in a relegation scrap. I think this could be one of the games of the weekend in terms of goals. I can see Leicester, Slimani, Musa, Vardy all scoring or potentially creating chances. But I can also see Jermaine Defoe maybe getting 1, maybe getting 2 goals. So I'm going to go Sunderland 2, Leicester City 2. And... I don't know whether that's good for either side, really. I think probably better for Sunderland, bearing in mind that they lost the last game. They won 2 back-to-back before that. So a point at home against the champions of England is always a good point. Spurs against Swansea. What a game last week. Swansea against Crystal Palace. I don't think this one's going to end up 5-4, though. Harry Kane signed an 8-year contract. Big money deal, keeping him, tying him down with the likes of, I think, Dele Alli signed a long-term contract and has his good friend, Eric Dyer. So they're very much nailing down the youngsters to long-term contracts, which is good for Spurs. I still do think they need some more experience, and I still do think they need more bodies. But I think that Swansea won't trouble them too much. I can see Swansea scoring, but I can see Spurs scoring 3. It's ahead, of course, of a Champions League week where the final match day, isn't it? Yes, December the 6th, final match day, I think it is. So Spurs will bow out of the Champions League at home at Wembley. And it depends on how the result goes, whether they go into the Europa League or not. But I think that they will win the game and win the game comfortably. They can get back to that awful cliche again of concentrating on the league. They need to. Their form needs to be better. They need to score more goals. I think they'll get them against Swansea. 3-1 for the Tottenham. At the Hawthorns, West Bromwich Albion have been going great guns this season. Started the season very, very poorly. How Northampton Town in the EFL Cup now seems a long time ago. They face a Watford side that themselves have been very schizophrenic on the road, good in some games, poor in others. I think that West Brom, if they continue their very decent recent home form, Solomon Rondon has led the line very well. I think that the Albion will win by the odd goal. West Bromwich Albion 2, Watford 1. Welcome to Boyle Sports. Join today, place a tenner bet, and you'll get 20 quid in free bets. Come on!